Hi, boys and girls. It's me again. How are you? Today is Monday, March 23rd, 2020, and we are not together in our classroom, but we are able to still share some stories. So, I don't know if you can see behind me, but this morning, my son Griffin and I did some hearts in the window. And the idea is that when you see the hearts in people's windows, you will know that you are loved and that everyone is just trying to get through all of this being at home together and getting through it together. Because together, humans are stronger. So I have two books to share with you today, and these are actually books that I have from when I was a little girl a long time ago. So my first one is called The Story of Grump and Pout. And this is written also by Sandra. Actually, it's written by Jamie McEwen. You might recognize some of the pictures because they are by Sandra Boynton, and she is the one who did Hippos Go Berserk and all kinds of other fun stories. So, here we go. All right, hopefully the screen will adjust and you can see. In the deep, dark forest, there once lived a monster named Grump. Grump was not her real name. Oh, let me make sure this adjusts. But no one remembered her real name. But if you'd ever met her as she clumped around the forest in her big unlaced shoes, you'd know why all the other monsters called her Grump. This little one says, "Hello," she says. "Get lost, fuzz face." Yeah, she sounds pretty grumpy, doesn't she? Grump lived with her husband, who was called Pout. Most of the time, Grump and Pout didn't speak to each other at all, though sometimes they would converse over breakfast. "Where the heck is my breakfast, you worthless husband?" "For all I care, you can eat that ribbon in your hair." "Where's my breakfast? Bring me breakfast." "It's your turn. I made it last time." "That was last winter and it was terrible." "So what? It's still your turn." Ooh, they're both pretty grumpy. So Grump and Pout, that's their names. On the edge of that same deep, dark forest lived a cobbler, and he was a very good cobbler. So cobblers make shoes. In fact, the shoes that the cobbler made were so sturdy and comfortable that they never wore out. So once he had made everyday shoes for everybody in the village, and work shoes for everybody in the village, and party shoes for everybody in the village, there was no more work left for him to do. One day the cobbler set out from his village to find new customers for his shoes. There he is. Well, it wasn't long before he happened upon someone clearly in need of a shoemaker's skill. The cobbler cleared his throat and began cheerfully, "Good day, madam. I thought perhaps I might interest you." "Not a chance." "But I would just like to tell—" "Give it up." "But perhaps—" "Scram!" But the cobbler wasn't easily discouraged. He continued along, and soon he came upon a whole group of monsters playing in a clearing. Again the cobbler called out cheerfully, "Good afternoon, monsters." The terrified monsters ran and hid, for none of them had ever seen a person up close before. But then Ingrid, who was always reading, spoke up. "Hey, everybody, that's a people. Monsters are supposed to eat people." "Yuck, Ingrid, are you serious?" "Really, it says so in all the books." "Oh, I'm a vegetarian." No one wants to eat the person. So they jumped out and roared at him and flapped their arms and opened their mouths wide. But the cobbler yelled, "Wait, stop, you can't eat me." Phew, phew, phew. Oh, they're so happy they don't have to eat him. "Why not? I thought we were supposed to eat people." The cobbler laughed and replied, "Oh no, you're mistaken. People aren't for eating, they're for selling you shoes. Shoes? Said the monsters. What is shoes? Don't your feet get stuck by thorns and bruised by rocks and cold when it snows? Asked the cobbler. Yes, said all the monsters. Well, shoes will protect your feet and keep them warm. Shoes can also keep your feet from getting tired and can even relieve the back pain that comes from improperly supported feet. In short, a monster with shoes is a happy monster. Ingrid smirked. You must be kidding. The grumpiest monster in the forest has those things attached to her feet. But the other monsters were already lined up to be measured for shoes. You see them all lined up down here? They're ready to get their shoes. Ingrid's not too sure, though. The cobbler promised to have the shoes ready by 10 o'clock the next day. Pout went to sleep that night thinking of the wonderful new shoes he had ordered for himself. So there's Pout. He's sleeping nice and sound because he wants his new shoes. But Grump is laying next to him. She looks grumpy. At breakfast the next morning, Pout was in an unusually good mood. Even Grump couldn't help noticing the change. Where the heck is my breakfast, you worthless husband? Here you go, my love. Hot blueberry pancakes. Forgive me, but I have to rush off. Bye. Look, she looks kind of surprised at the way he's talking to her. She's not used to the kindness. As he had promised, the cobbler came at 10 to deliver the shoes, and the shoes were as wonderful as anyone could imagine. That will be 1 bushel of acorn flour. Here they are. They're all wearing their new shoes. Pout rushed home as fast as his feet would go. He told Grump about the cobbler and proudly showed her his new shoes. You should try some out, Grump. I'm sure they're more comfortable than those old ones you found. I don't want new shoes. I like my old shoes. I wear them all the time. Pout said, I know you wear them all the time. You kick me with them in the bed. You even wear them swimming. Why don't you ever take them off? Grump just said, Leave me alone. The next day, Pout got the cobbler to come home with him, but Grump just yelled, I already have shoes! Look at the cobbler hiding behind Pout. Oh, come on, Peach. Listen, Grump, said Pout. You have to get them because I already paid for them. You already paid? That's right, said the cobbler. They're all paid for. Look, she's thinking right here. Already paid? Gee, for me? All right, I'll try them. Okay, said the cobbler. First, we'll take your old shoes off so we can measure your feet. He grabbed Grump's shoe and pulled. He pulled and pulled. He pulled and pulled and pulled and pulled, but the shoe wouldn't budge. How do you get these off at night? Asked the cobbler. Grump didn't say anything. Does she take them off at night? I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to cut them off, said the cobbler. My shoes, said Grump. When the cobbler finally got the shoes off, he shook them upside down, and out fell, oh my goodness, look at all the stuff that fell out of her shoe. A whole lot of sticks and leaves and nuts and rocks and a corkscrew and 2 apple cores. Why did you have all that stuff in there? Maybe I was saving it. Then the cobbler carefully measured Grump's feet, and the next morning he returned with a shiny new custom pair of shoes. Grump tried them on. They fit her perfectly. Grump tiptoed very cautiously along the wall. Then she tried walking, then running, then dancing. Do you think she likes her new shoes? And then jumping up and down, exclaiming, These are wonderful. Thank you, cobbler. Thank you, my Pout, for getting them for me. And she gave Pout a big kiss on the nose. Pout was so astonished by the kiss that he fainted. From then on, Grump was no longer grumpy. Whenever she met other monsters in the woods, she always had a cheerful greeting for them. This took some getting used to. Look, you can follow her path. Good morning. Hello. What lovely new shoes you have. Good to see you. Hello, Ingrid. Beautiful day, don't you think? Look, everyone's astonished. They're falling over. They don't know what to think. Grump and Pout cleaned up their house and cooked wonderful. Ooh, hold on. My computer is messing up. Grump and Pout cleaned up their house and cooked wonderful meals and had parties and went dancing and took long hikes together and really enjoyed themselves. After a while, everyone decided that it was silly to keep calling her Grump. We would all like to call you by your real name now. What is it again? It's, She can't remember. Does anyone here recall? Wait, I have it. I used to be Rose. Hooray for Rose! Hooray for Rose! They're all excited. They're not going to call her Pout anymore, or Grump. A great party was held to celebrate Rose's new name. It says, a grump is a rose. You know, now that I'm not Grump anymore, you never have to pout, and, well, it seems wrong to keep calling you Pout. I'm sort of used to it, he says. But it's not your real name. When we were first married, I used to call you, Blandford. Blandford? No, it wasn't Blandford. It was too. Listen, Rose, I know what my name was. Well, I know I wouldn't have married anyone named Blandford. But you did. Impossible. How about Reginald? Reginald? I will not be called Reginald. Oh, why not, Reggie? Reginald and Rose danced all night. Can you see them there dancing? Right there. All right. So that was the story of Grump and Pout. All right. And I think our video actually went a little bit longer than I was anticipating. So we're just going to call that good for today. I will tell you, tomorrow we're going to read one of my other favorites from when I was little. And a lot of you maybe have heard this one, but this is Corduroy, and I love this story. I hope that you are having a great day with your family and whoever else is at your house. And I hope you're making sure you wash your hands and that you do what mom and dad ask and have kindness in your words and kindness in your attitude. I miss you and I love you. Bye.